Wait, hold up. What was that? And just like that, Flint, we have a problem. Alycia Baumgardner makes it abundantly clear Claressa Shields will face some sort of consequences for her action. So in this video, I'm going to break it down. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Alycia Baumgardner was ringside for a DAZN fight card over the weekend, and she was asked about Claressa Shields. Now, she did keep it very brief, but she hinted that Claressa Shields could be in some sort of problem in the near future, facing some sort of consequence. Play the clip.
You know, we saw it with Claressa Shields. You guys seem to get into it backstage. Just what could you tell us about that whole situation?
Listen, at the end of the day, consequences will be paid, and I'm going to just leave it at that.
At the end of the day, consequences will be paid, and I'll leave it at that. Then, if y'all can see the clip, she cut like she was done. It was just very short, very sweet, and simple, and she just cut her head. Like, I'm done. Like, I ain't got to say no more. I ain't got to say no less about Claressa Shields. Once again,
Shields, you guys seem to get into it backstage. Just what could you tell us about that whole situation?
Listen, at the end of the day, consequences will be paid, and I'm going to just leave it at that.
It's just war.
Were you surprised
that we're going to see the consequences in the ring, or we're going to see them in the courtroom?
Our consequences, baby. If you read the Bible, you know what a consequence is, all right? Next question.
How will that fight play out if you guys end up fighting?
I would knock her out, but next question. We not talking about her, though.
now, it looked like to me, I don't know if you guys, because they got music playing, it's a fight atmosphere. So it looked like to me, Baumgardner started to get a little bit visibly irritated because it was not one, not two, but three different questions back to back about Claressa Shields. She said at first, consequences will be paid. I'll just leave it at that. Somebody said, what type of consequence? Something to that effect. Are we talking legal? She said, hey, just know, you know what consequence means. If you read the Bible, you know what consequences are. So next question. And then the interviewers, because it's a media scrum, they kept prying. They said, hey, if you fought Claressa Shields, what would happen in the fight? She said, I would knock her out, but I'm done talking about her. Next question. Favored. It's looking bad for your girl Claressa Shields. Let me talk about it. Now, I'm not the smartest brother in the world. However, I have done a few of these videos now about Alycia Baumgardner, and she keeps dropping these hints. This is probably the third video off memory where she keeps dropping hints that something is coming down the pipeline, right? I remember at the Knicks game, she went live. She said, I'm the face of boxing, and I'm the face, meaning I'm the face of boxing, of women's boxing, but I'm also, you know, glamorous. I'm the face. I'm a pretty chick type thing, right? And she said, you think you gonna touch the face and ain't gonna, you know, face the wrath or consequences? Bit you getting sued. That's what she said. I've already made the video, played the clip. You guys can find it on my channel. So that was at the Knicks finals and playoff games. She said that. Then there was another one where she was like working out in the boxing gym, and I made a video about that. Baumgardner was working out, you know, in a boxing gym, and it was like a Instagram live or whatever. So comments are coming in on the screen, scrolling up. And she said something about Claressa Shields, like, God don't like ugly. Y'all gonna see, and that's all I'm gonna say. She said something to the effect. Again, if you want to see this, the videos are on my channel. Type in Alycia Baumgardner, Boxing Ego. Done. Now, again, about the third time that she is hinting that something is about to go down, right? And you know the saying, when someone shows you who they are, you got to believe them. So I don't think she's just jaw-jacking and saying this stuff unless she has a real move that she's planning on making. Now, you guys know my flavor. I got time. I ain't in no rush, so I'm not going to do a bunch of extended speculation. But it sounds like to me possibly pressing charges or a lawsuit, something in that field. But again, I'm not going to try to overanalyze it. Oh, man, it's going to be this and a civil suit. I don't care. It's going to be what it's going to be. You made your bed, Claressa Shields. I don't even know if she makes her bed. If you look at that picture with her and that boy with that pillow. But anyway, you guys understand the same. You made your bed, you got to lie in it. So it's going to be what it's going to be. And to be honest, even if Baumgardner does pursue something like that, I applaud it because they're both women. What Claressa Shields did was unprofessional. You know, there's rumors she slapped her in the face, slapped her in the hand. It don't matter. You don't put your hands on people in a private Netflix after party that was attached to an MVP event, and then you're going to touch an MVP fighter. I mean, how dumb can you be, right? That would be like me going to Apple, you know, when they do the September or whenever the Apple conventions or whatever to announce the new iPhones and the new AirPods. That's like me going to an Apple event and uninvited for real, and then I slapped Tim Cook. And I'm like, I hate the way you talk, Tim. I hate the way you talk, Tim. Tim, you got to deal with me. Leave that alone. My relationship. All of this because I was dating some married chick. You know what I mean? So good on Alycia Baumgardner if she decides to take it to the furthest extent, because Claressa's behavior has went unchecked for quite some time. I think people give her a pass, kind of like R. Kelly. Now, I'm not saying she's R. Kelly and they have the same crimes, but R. Kelly, people respect the musical genius and his writing ability in R&B and pop culture and in music. So all the other stuff we were hearing and all the foul stuff, they kind of just swept it aside because we appreciated the talent. There's a lot of people like that. Claressa is not above the law. She is not Steven Seagal. I'm looking for Richie. Anybody seen Richie? Want to know how he did Bobby Lupo? Right? You're not Steven Seagal. You're not above the law where you could act like a little kid in public on tape in 2026 and there's no ramifications, or like Baumgardner says, no consequence. You absolutely deserve consequences, right? You put your hands on people, then you have to understand. And I wouldn't be surprised, it's just my personal opinion, if Papoose put her up to it. Not necessarily escalating it to a physical thing, but Papoose seems just as thirsty as Claressa to me. So he might have been like, oh, there's Baumgardner. You should confront her and, you know, get it on tape while all these spectators are here. These people are clout chasers to me, right? So that's, if my theory is correct, that's even further proof that Baumgardner should go and press, because, you know, a lot of idiots are going to be, oh, you're afraid of her, fighter. They're in two different weight classes. Claressa was fighting at heavyweight, about to fight at 160 pounds, and she's complaining. She's eating salad. Man, 160. And like looking disgusted because she had to eat a salad, complaining about the workout. These two aren't fighting. You guys don't know boxing. Baumgardner fights at 130 pounds, was willing to go up 17 pounds to 147 to fight Claressa Shields. Claressa was like, come to 154. And then now time has passed, right? The two still don't get along. And Claressa's been far removed from even making 160, right? And now it's a chore to have to make 160. Claressa, by her own admission, said, I got 25 pounds to lose. And if you watch the K. Scott buildup, she's complaining about, oh man, I'm exhausted and working out. So you think she's going to go back down and weight even more to the point where this makes sense? So these people, if my theory is right about Papoose, might have put Claressa up to it and they both knew, because he didn't try to stop it. Like if that's my girl and we had a function, I'd be like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Why would I want my girl? We came together. We leave together. But if you get arrested, we're not leaving together. You know what I mean? So I would jump in the middle of that. Like, nah, don't do that. That ain't the time or place. You guys get paid to fight. You're prize fighters. Why would you want a street fight? Huh, Rissa? Why would you even want it to escalate to that? You know what I mean? So it's corny. And it's corny that Papoose didn't do nothing about it. So I feel Bumgardner. If these people out here acting any type of way and then trying to embarrass you and, you know, clip farm you and get a clip up off you by hitting you, and you just got to just sit there and endure it, and you don't get your lick back. And then Claressa went on social media bragging about it. Like, come get your lick back. Come get your lick back. Okay. I'd be like, bet. I'm going to get my lick back. See you in court. You know what I mean? Like, there's different ways to get that lick back. You out here bragging like you did something cool. So Claressa's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, so she done incriminated herself many times over surrounding this and many other things. So it probably an open and shut case for real. And Claressa's just foolish. I think a lot of it stems from jealousy and envy. It's always the light-skinned ones. That's what she said, remember? And then now you have a problem with a light-skinned cutie, a baddie. Because Remy said, you want to be a baddie, but you're not bad enough, right? How come Claressa don't be beefing with no chicks that look like studs? How come they're all like pretty and beautiful and could fight and got like tight bodies? Like, when you gonna beef with like a, you know what I mean, hatchet face from Crybaby? Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. When you gonna beef with like a stud looking chick? You know what I mean? Like a young M.A. I call it Heffany. Like, when you go, ooh, when you gonna beef with a chick like that, you always beefing it with pretty girls. You be like, oh yeah, Miss Oh So Pretty Lle Baumgardner thinks she's so cute and I'm supposedly ugly. You tell on yourself. You just don't know it. So shout out to Baumgardner. Keep doing your thing. She's gonna be on a TV show on Fox. Claressa's a fool, man. I told you. Your effort to shame and bring shame to Baumgardner has done the opposite. Now she landed a TV show on linear TV. So that's a ton of exposure. People who may not have seen her on ESPN, another big network, right? They might get the chance to see her on Hulu and Fox now with the special forces. So you hitting her only blew her up. It only brought awareness to it because you had a big name and then you did it and it went viral. And then you bragged about it after the fact. So you try to embarrass her, but you're the one embarrassed. Got yourself banned from MVP events like a putz, you know what I mean? And good luck getting endorsements. And why would Nike want to sign you and you attacking people at their own events? This girl's a fool, man. And then what did you accomplish? You didn't knock her out. You didn't really fight her or, you know, really like put her in a hospital or something. So you got banned. You didn't make no money from it. Your stock took a hit. You became a brand risk where big investors and brands probably not messing with you. So how did you win? Meanwhile, she played it cool, professional, and she said she got a fight coming at the end of this year. She's going to fight one more time. And again, she got a TV show she'll be on. I've already made a video about it. Check that on the channel. So yeah, these MVP people seem to be winning. You're like, I don't need the MVP. I don't need you, Jake Paul. Meanwhile, you're like, it's win records for life. All right. So what is win records doing for you? Your fight's coming up. Ain't nobody talking about it. So it's like, it's looking bad, man. I think it's looking bad. Claressa Shields really had a wave, and now she's like, she got Monique begging people to sell out her fight and come to the fight. Monique herself has been blackballed. How are two blackballed people finna team up? Like Oprah and Tyler Perry already crushed you. You've been blackballed. Netflix crushed you. Lee Daniels, all them. You've been exiled like Simba. You've been removed from the Pride Land. So how is Monique gonna save you? She ain't been popping since Precious. Or we're the Parkers. You know what I mean? She ain't been popping. So how two blackballed people who are getting banned from Netflix and banned from MVP and banned American Bandstand, like they're getting banned from everything. How is that gonna bring awareness to your fight? And Papoose, a rapper who did 12 albums and all 12 flopped in a year, who ain't never went platinum or diamond on his own song, right? Who his wife is doing better than him and releasing hits that people are actually playing. How are these people teaming up and supposed to get something going? So Bumgardner, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what unfolds. Let me know what you think it's going to be. Subscribe. I got a big video I'm working on. Shout out to everybody donating. That allows me to do these deep dives. And I got to pay for some forums and different stuff. Just regular boxing stuff. You know what I mean? So if you guys want to support that, Cash App and all that is below in my link me, or give me a follow if you gain any value from my videos. Subscribe.